So it's been a while since I've done a video, as I have been massively busy generally in the workshop and remapping, but today we got a rocket free on the dyno. So 22 plate bike, pretty, like I said, it's a nice lovely colour, and it's got a standard exhaust, 2 lambda sensors in there so I can like sort of clarify the readings I'm getting. One's for the dyno and one's for the woolich racing software that I'm using to map this bike directly to the ECU. No need for power commanders or anything like that. So yeah, I can verify the AFR with 2 sensors, and if one sensor goes down, I know about it because they should sit very, very close together. But yeah, it's got some nice titanium carbon fibre tips on it, but a standard exhaust, you got to go in before the cap. The box is still underneath there, and they're a bit of a pain to get an RPM pickup. I had to lift the tank and extend one of the wires, which is underneath there, to get a reliable RPM source for mapping on the dyno, as that's the most accurate way. You can do it off wheel speed, but in the gear that you're going to do power runs in, but it's not as accurate, so you need a proper RPM pickup off of the bike. So I made like a little extension cable so I could clip the Dynojet RPM pickup on there properly. I've also deleted the EVAP valve to get rid of that side of things, clamped off the pair valve in there as well, and yeah, it's obviously exhaust setup. I got 2 cones, the other cone there was down on this side. So, because you need to obviously suck all the fumes out of the room so you don't get carbon monoxide poisoning, and also pulling in dirty air to the airbox for the bike is not good. You need nice clean air to be able to do it. So yeah, these bikes are massively restricted. If you look, it's gone from 134 brake horsepower to 160, and there you go, look. So at 6,500 RPM, it was 130 horsepower. Now it's 157. If you go across to the very red line, it is 160 brake horsepower now, and it was 77. That is a massive gain. Obviously, you're not going to use all those revs, obviously, on a road bike unless you're on track, but from 5,000 RPM, look at the gains, absolutely huge. That's at 100% throttle. So let's just have a look at, say, 30% throttle. And before I mapped it, look at that. That's 10 horsepower. 28 to 38, 68 foot-pound of torque to 83. This is the before torque, this is the after in foot-pounds, and this is the power. And look at that, 27 to 37 horsepower. So that is 10 brake horsepower at 30% throttle, which you are going to be a lot on the road. And the AFR, I mean, you can't get a much better AFR line than that. It was a little bit on the lean side before, but yeah, these Rocket 3s are massively restricted in the ETV throttles. I won't go through all the mapping, but in sport mode, 5th and 6th gear, this is percentage values. I've opened them up an extra 63% in places, 40%. It's absolutely crazily restricted. And when you open them up, it makes a massive difference. On the dyno, I could feel it pull through so much cleaner to the red line. It was unreal, which that is what 30 brake horsepower does. So yeah, very, very pleased with the gains. Obviously, this is my dyno room setup. All up and running, gauges and graphs up there. Like I say, bike is bolted on down to the dyno, which I'm gonna get off in a minute. Air intake, exhaust extraction, extra room extraction, which has got to be finished off along with the back wall. But yeah, massively happy with the dyno, working really well. And yeah, these Triumph Rocket 3s, if you've got one and it's standard, you need to get it mapped, especially if you've got an exhaust on it, as it does run really lean, low down in the AFRs, low down in the throttle. And yeah, I can't believe this is probably the best gains I've ever had out of a bike. 30 brake horsepower is absolutely massive on a normally aspirated bike. These are heavily restricted and yeah, need mapping. It's a stunning color, like candy apple red. Beautiful thing. So yeah, all done. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully that's a bit of an informative video to give you an idea on what goes into mapping a bike. I went through and did 3 mapping cycles on the bike to get the AFR like that, so you can't just wing first lot of settings in and leave it. I went through 3 lots of adjustments. I've also done the IAP low speed mapping, so the throttle transition should be a lot smoother low down. Disconnected the O2 sensor, overwritten the map, lowered the switch over point, so I've got more control over the map with the TPS mapping, and yeah, very good results. Well happy with it. I'm going to take it on road test. I'm sure the customer will be really pleased. So yeah, thanks for watching guys. I'll see you on the next one.